Hi, everybody. This is Darwin Reina, the Festival Director Hospitalet Barcelona International Film Festival. Today, for me, it's an honor to have a great filmmaker from Atlanta, the US. This guy made this beautiful work, War Angel, The Awakening. And how are you, Mathew?
I'm doing very well, just staying productive as best as possible. Just doing what I can to help make a positive impact on the world, you know.
Yes, I mean you're doing it with your film now, you know. Mathew, it's a beautiful story. I got to tell you, I feel so touched by your story. To be honest to you, it's a beautiful work. You did amazing, man, with this. Definitely, I give you all the 100% positive stuff about your work. Tell me, the story is personally, right? How do you work the story? Tell me a little bit the story. We don't tell me much because we don't want to spoil the film for Barcelona, but tell me, where is this beautiful story coming from? We know it's personal a little bit, but how do you develop the script? Because and how long did it take for you to write a script as well?
Well, it was it was definitely a journey with creating the story of War Angel. I never considered myself a writer, to be honest with you. It was just so crazy how that came about. I was actually doing some work on a movie called Bessie, and the director came up to me and told me that she was feeling that she was being led to tell me to start writing and create a team of my own, to start building my brand, and also to, you know, start moving my future for myself. So this took us a few attempts at writing it, and it didn't seem to work out at first. And I shared an experience that I had and a dream that I had on a Facebook page, on my Facebook page, and something that I had experienced. And a friend of mine responded, "You've been through a lot. You can write a book about this." So that was a way for me to kind of shift into writing a story about War Angel. I just kind of reflected on situations I've overcome. And I started realizing, because of me sharing these situations, they were really inspiring a lot of people who were going through the same situations secretly. And they started looking at me as a hero because they were afraid to share, but at the same time, it's something they needed. And I was slightly afraid to share, but I felt it was something that they needed as well. And the need overcame the fear, and then the faith came in, and I just began to start sharing some ways and just combined the vision and the physical I've been to create the story of War Angel.
Right. Wow. Mathew, how long was that process? Do you remember of writing the script? How many pages was 120 more or less? Man, it's, you know, I
When
never
I
wrote.
started,
I haven't wrote a screenplay, but it's very intimidating, right? To how you pull it off? Tell me first of all, how many pages? How long was that process for you?
the first script, to be honest with you, I had to force myself to stop writing once I started actually getting into writing the story. As I started reflecting, because I was down myself to travel back to these moments, and I would just start writing everything from what I heard to how I felt. And I would say, I think I got to page 90. And I said, okay, I think I need to slow down and come to an end with the story, because I got so much to say, but I kind of started doing research on how long the script was supposed to be. And I said, I'm not supposed to over these amount of pages, but I found myself at page 121 before I finally stopped writing.
Wow. Wow. Everybody has to know that you produce this film as well, right? You produce it.
Yes.
You direct it, you acting, you, I mean, man, wow, this is insane what you just made with this film. How was the pre-production time? You have so many actors too. You did great, Mathew. Let me tell you that. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. And I didn't plan to do all of that myself. It was so weird because I had someone who was supposed to help me to take care of all of that. My my job was, after writing the story, was to just focus on myself as the character, to be the actor.
Right.
And I got a lot of people making false promises to me, and they were trying to actually, steal my script from me. But they didn't realize I had already had everything copywritten, and it was very difficult for them to do that. So they just kind of abandoned me. And I dealt with the hurt of abandonment and wondering how I was going to get everything taken care of. And I just leaned on my faith and my belief, and I just started praying, and I started hearing, you can do this. And then I had other people coming as well saying the same thing. You can do this. This is your story. Don't be afraid to do something different. Just because someone is going to assume that you're trying to be something, even though you're not, don't let that stop you. So I just got the strength, and I said, you know what, I'm going to teach myself how to do a lot of things that I've never done before, which is produce, direct, and a lot of other things, and just do the best I can. And then I started reflecting on things I did do, like when I was in the church and I was directing the people, excuse me, in the dance and drama ministry. And I said, you know what, I would just relate some of the things that I've done that were somewhat on this level, and just use that as a leverage to kind of get through this position to take care of everything. And it was a lot of work. Over the course of 3 years, I finally was able to get the actors. And in the process of getting the actors, I screened everybody. So it wasn't just audition. I had them ask to answer a question. Why do you want to be a part of this project? And they were honest. Some of them just said, I just want a job, or I'm bored. And others said, I relate to this character. I feel like this is really me, and I help tell the story. And those were the people that I leaned more towards casting, for those who felt the character and wanted to help share their story within my story and be a part of the journey.
Beautiful, beautiful, amazing, man. You're an inspiration. I really like your film, you as a person. Tell me the production time. How long was the shooting days? Do you remember? Do you split like times and then come back 2 months later? How was that process? Tell us a little bit.
Because I work on a lot of Hollywood projects, I do my best to pay attention to how they're doing things. So I know that there was certain chaos where there shouldn't be chaos. And I know I didn't have the budget that they have to just waste money and waste time. So I did my best to ensure that, as I was planning out, because I did that as well with the shoot days and everything, the schedule. And I had everything set to shoot in 19 days for a full feature film that's about 2 hours and 5 minutes. And because I had everything so organized as best as possible, and I had everything in place, from catering, locations, to schedules, to making everybody got the schedules, to making sure everybody was really aligned with everything, shooting was much seamless.
Wow. Man, this is crazy. I'm so excited because I have so many questions, because you did amazing. So, Mathew, tell me, how it's pretty difficult to be a director and then again in front of the camera and character. How do you manage that? Tell us a little bit. What's your drive to manage these two roles?
To be honest with you, with this particular, for me anyway, because this story is based on my personal experience. So not only trying to be a director and then trying to shift to being an actor, also dealing with the emotions of reliving these moments all over again was very difficult. But I had a lot of people, they related to the story, and they wanted to ensure that I was able to tell this story. So I had a lot of people that were in my corner. So if I started to cry, as I started remembering being attacked by all these people who tried to kill me, they were there to comfort me and to, be my shoulder to cry on. And the passion that I have just to want to help people, that gave me the energy, the motivation to be able to focus as best as possible, because I was determined to make sure that I was going to get this done. Even though I didn't have any experience in a lot of hats that I were wearing, I was determined to share the story, because I didn't want to keep watching the news, kids or even adults committing suicide just because of who they are, or do my best to help educate people and hopefully touch their hearts to stop killing people just because of who they are, and just learn to love people and just accept, even if they don't understand or even if they don't agree. It's okay to love and let go and let people live. So just thinking about those things and feeling the emotions from other people, it just
Right.
put me to work even harder to get this done.
Right. Mathew, let me ask you, how far was, I mean, because this is your story, right? The character of Mathew there. Can we say that it was the same Mathew that we see right now here, or is a different Mathew in War Angel? How explain a little bit that those two Matthews that we have, please.
It was definitely a different Mathew that you're seeing in the film than the Mathew today, because the Mathew then, he was dealing with a lot of inner demons, which is going to be reflected in the next part of the story. The Mathew then was being attacked, even though he had faith, he was battling, believing what he was being told by God versus what he were being told by people who said they were worshipers of God as well, because he was being told that he was being misled and the voice he was hearing was not of God, but was of the devil. So it was a lot of things that I was battling back then, but I've definitely transformed into something else, which is what the whole message about War Angel is about, you know, transforming to something different and better than who you were to who you are now or who you want to be. And you can do that without shame, without guilt. And you can do that without being bitter or angry, but you have to let that go, and only you can do that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message of your film, actually. That's the message that I get. Absolutely. Matthew, let's get a little bit technical. So you frame it first, you go back to the camera, check it. I want this frame, you go back there. Man, this is a hassle, right? Jesus, you have to explain that, right? Man, I respect what you just did because it's not easy. How was that process of controlling camera and the frame and going back and going to character?
It wasn't too hard because I did have a DP that was very
Right.
understanding of what I was looking for. So
Mhm.
when I would give him direction on what exactly I wanted, because he had experience, he said, "Oh, okay, I see what you're wanting to do." And he was able to, and I think that was really beautiful with putting this whole thing together with the technical side of it, because not only were we connected spiritually, but because we were connected spiritually, emotionally, we were able to understand what we were looking for. And we seemed to have all had the same vision pretty much at the end of the day with what we were wanting the world to see. So it allowed me to tell him, frame it up like this. I don't want that part. You know, this is what I'm trying to get. This is what I'm wanting. And he was like, okay, I got it. And
Wow,
yeah,
beautiful. Tell me, Matthew, the director. Matthew, tell me how was the directing other actor, because there's a very emotional scenes in your film. How how do you work with the actors? You as a director, how you get the actors to get to that level of emotion that you want? How is that process for you, directing actors?
it was very because I do have experience with helping people so much.
Mm,
It was very, I guess the word to say, very powerful and impactful, because again, they already answered the question and helped me to understand their
yeah.
purpose of being there. So they already had the right reason. So for me, it was just helping them to tap into that inner power and to, you know, just walk on faith, or as I say, walk on water, and just believe themselves and understand that, you know, this is an opportunity to actually create something, give people a reason of why they should give an opportunity instead of begging them to give you an opportunity. Create something for yourself that you've always been asking other people to give you. This is your moment to do that. So
Mhm.
all the big Hollywood pictures that you said you would love to be a part of, treat this the same way and deliver what you would deliver if you were working for a major project, and you will be amazed on the responses you will get at the end of the day. And once they start realizing that, they stop chasing something and just focus on what they were in the middle of.
Wow, that's an amazing approach, you know. First time I hear that, and it really makes a lot of sense, you know. Mathew, let's go as Mathew the actor. I have a special question that I like to ask to actors as well. Do you have any method of acting, you know, like Stanislavski, I don't know, Strasberg, Stella Adler, or how's your method, or you create your own method to create characters when you act? Do you have any background in methodology, you know, back in those days, like an actor studio or something like that, or not really? How do you prepare the
I've never really been to an actor studio. For me, it's really all about finding and understanding who that character is as an actor. And for me, it's not about acting. It's about just reliving the moment, you know, making it believable and believing it myself. So in essence, I guess you can say it's method acting, because I always relate whoever I'm playing, I always relate that character to someone or to something I've been through that has had that same situation happen, and to understand, you know, the energy that needs to be delivered from that situation.
Right. Anything that you can share with us about the production time, something very challenging that you remember during those 19 days? Do you remember anything that was really challenging? What do you think?
Pretty much everything. Pretty much everything for me challenging with War Angel: The Awakening, because it was brand new. Everything was brand new, from editing. I'd never edited a movie before. That was my first time editing a movie. It was my first time trying to get funding. I had to fund it myself. So I was a flight attendant at the time. So every little cent that I was able to save, I put aside, and I was able to save up about a good $4,000 or $5,000 to get things done, so I can buy the equipment, so I can buy the costumes, so I can buy pretty much everything that I needed to purchase, and the gas, you know. And thank God, because of me doing everything through, not just doing it through the nonprofit, but because of the content of the story, the locations just simply wanted to be a part of it. So they donated their locations, so I would have somewhere to actually shoot, to be able to deliver what was needed to be delivered for a particular scene.
Yeah, wow. Because, man, there was a lot of people in production, right? I was watching you behind the scenes. What, 30 people? You guys were 40? Wow.
As far as cast with the stunt people, it was about 80 people.
Wow, look at that. That's a big production, huh? Wow. Yes. Amazing.
And I thought it was just going to be 15.
No. You're an ambitious guy. I can tell that, and that's great, because that's the way you go. Let's go to the post-production, Mathew. Now that you're talking about editing the film, tell me that experience. How do you work with that? It was you who edited the film, or you have an editor, or you collaborate with somebody? Tell me that process of editing.
Well, I was trying to collaborate with someone, and I, went on a couple websites, and come to find out, people were actually stealing reels from other people, pretending it was their work, just to get money from me, and they would try to disappear once I paid them the money. I had about 4 people that I gave the footage to, who told me they could actually edit it for me. So I bought 4 different hard drives each time, because I didn't want to just have just the one. I pray on everything before I make moves. Right. And for 3 months, each individual told me that they were not able to get anything done, that it was too hard for them, too difficult, which confused me, because they had 7 years to 11 years or more of experience. So it was very confusing to me. So I just got tired of waiting. And I kept hearing God whisper in my ear, you need to share this message with the world. Stop waiting on people and do it yourself. So I realized the laptop I purchased from the pawn shop had Adobe Suite CS3, which was the program that I needed to do whatever editing I needed to do. And I just started watching YouTube videos to teach myself how to edit a movie and do a little visual effects. I had already paid someone to do a section. I paid them about 2,000 out of the 4 or 5 I had saved up to do about 15 minutes of editing that they can only do because they said they couldn't do the rest of it. And I just did my best to match that. So everything flowed. And again, yeah, just taught myself from watching YouTube videos and utilizing the software that I had to make this happen. And
Wow.
now it's on YouTube.
And now it's beautiful work. Amazing. Mathew, how much you changed the script to when you were editing the film? Do you change like a scene, swipe them, move one scene to the beginning, or everything was really like it was in the script? How was that process in the editing, if you remember?
Everything was like it pretty much was in a script, but I wasn't able to shoot everything like it was a script. So certain things in the script I wasn't able to shoot because I didn't have the know-how of how to edit it or how to make it, look decent for people to actually understand it. But as far as shooting, the shooting schedule was definitely different days from what was written. So I didn't shoot everything in order.
Yeah.
So because it was me there every day, it was easier for me to put the pieces of the puzzle together, even though it did take time. It took me about,
tell me.
For the editing phase, I want to say about 4 to 5 months to get everything finished.
Yeah, I mean, it's a feature film, it's normal, I guess. Good job there. How was Mathew, tell me, how do you, I can see this is very personal for you, the final master of your film, what we see right now at the festivals, where people been seeing in many festivals because you've been having a success with this film. How do you decide that master, the final master of your film? Do you show it to people and get feedback from them, or it was something more intuitive from you? What do you think that you say, this is what I like, or you were getting feedback from people and re-editing stuff? Or how was that process of saying, this is my last master? Tell me, how do you decide that?
I guess because it's me, because I'm the writer, because it's based on my life, I can always look for ways this needs to be fixed. And I'm still looking at it like today, like, okay, I might need to fix this and redo
But that's
this.
normal. That's happened to everybody. Right. No worries. Yeah.
So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just leave it alone, because I'm going to always find some fault in the project. So let me just let things be, and the message is being delivered. And what I'll focus more as I'm moving forward, because there's so much more to be told with the story of War Angel and the universe, I should say, of War Angel, and things that I see that can be improved or made better. We can just do that, because it's always a little easier to make the next thing better when you don't focus so much on the other thing and just apply that energy towards the next phase.
Right. That's
so that was how true. I was able to decide the master.
Right. That's a nice answer. Mathew, this is we have to talk about this War Angel, because it has to continue this, and we have to do even bigger project than this one, right? Yeah, I see. Yes. You have your book, you have merchandise. Look, your t-shirt. This is a brand, right? This War Angel is a real brand. Actually, I like it. I gotta get this t-shirt. You tell me where to buy this. Amazon? Where am I gonna get this t-shirt, buddy? Tell me. Yeah, tell us a little bit about where to get stuff from War Angel. Interesting.
Well, I actually had these t-shirts made and designed for people that are donating or investing into the next phase, which I said Inner Demons, War Angel Inner Demons, which is, yes, it's definitely a novel. Yeah. And it's on Amazon. It's also barnesandnobles.com. It's also on Kindle.
Yeah, let me stop you right there. I saw this book in Amazon very cheap. That cannot be. You can't do that. It has to, because this is a great book. We can't have, I want to pay for like $30 bucks, $20 for a book, and especially Amazon, for this one.
The book is actually $19.99, and it's about 280 pages. But Amazon, because it was selling so well, Amazon decided that they wanted to take the hit of whatever
Oh,
sale that
gotcha.
were,
Gotcha.
so, and I guess they also, some of them may have read the story, in corporate, and said, you know what, let's make sure we share this story. So they, last I saw, I don't know if it's still going, they had a sale for like $12, and sometimes they'll do a sale for $8. But yeah, they do quite a few sales with this particular book, and I'm guessing because the story is very, very powerful with this, as you can see with the image. The inner
Yeah,
demons that we face, it just sometimes makes you want to scream, right?
right. This cover is beautiful. How do you pull off that cover? Who made it for you? Oh, it was you? Don't surprise me again, please. I would be shocked. It's a beautiful cover. Who did that?
Yeah, I started it. It was a photo shoot I did way before War Angel was even thought of, and it aligned with the whole purpose of everything. So I started editing this with Photoshop,
Wow.
and then I was connected to an artist, and I showed him what I did, and he said, "Oh, let's do something a little bit more with this because this is amazing." So he
Mhm.
added the fire, and he saw the rope that I had around my neck, and he noticed it was a red ribbon. And he started seeing the connection with HIV, and because of me being African American, how Black people were hanged and just mistreated just because of the color of our skin. So he was like, wow, this is a lot going on in this one picture alone. So we're going to definitely, hopefully, have people see this impact with the story. And yeah, again, I had to teach myself how to get things done because I don't come from a very wealthy background. I don't have the money to pay people. And I refuse to allow that to stop me from getting things done. So I just teach myself how to do what I need to do so I can ensure that I'm sharing and helping, because I can't let the fact that finances is not where some people finances are, hire huge teams to get
Mhm.
things done. I can't let that stop me. So again, I just teach myself how to do it as best as possible and just hope that people will receive it.
Yeah, definitely. Matthew, let's go back a little bit into filmmaking again. I got an interesting question for you. Hey, what do you think, Matthew, is the hardest part in filmmaking? Pre-production, production, or post-production? Everything is needed and everything is so necessary, but which one is the one we have to really focus so the rest can fall into place properly? What do you think of those three phases we have to make it?
For me, pre-production, because that's how the planning is done. That's where everything is, the puzzle is really started to make sure you have everything you need before you actually dive into everything. So for me, pre-production is hard, but I do enjoy it because I know once I get everything taken care of with the pre-production side, um, everything else is going to be cakewalk. The editing is tedious.
Yeah.
But if it's already, put together and included with the pre-production side of everything, with the timing of everything, I believe even the editing can be done easily, because with pre-production, if you put things in place like it should be, it'll make editing a lot easier because the shooting will be done a lot easier.
Right. Were you expecting all this success you having right now with this War
No,
Angel? Never, right? Because you've been in many festivals winning, man. I just see you winning and winning. I say, geez, I want to be Mathew too. You're just winning all over the place, dude. Wow.
it was crazy because before I even started, when I first wrote War Angel: The Awakening, and I would tell some people, and this book is also on Amazon. I would
Amazon.
tell
Gotcha.
people I'm going to, I guess, direct, because the people who were supposed to help me, they just disappeared on me. And people were saying that that's stupid. That is not a good idea. You should never do that. I said, well, how am I going to get it done? It's not getting done. I can't just sit here and wish on a star. I have to put my actions and my work with my faith. So that's what I'm going to do. And it was so crazy because of my passion, because of my drive, and I did the best I could to, have zeal with this project. Those same people started saying, wow, uh, this is amazing. Can I be in the next one? You proved me wrong.
So you
But it
weren't
wasn't about
expecting, right? You weren't expecting all this
no,
success.
no. I just wanted to share my story and help people. I didn't know it was going to help people on this level. Even when I wrote the book, I didn't know it was going to end up, turning into a major film like this and really reaching people. But I guess I should expect it because I can't help people the way I really want to help people if it's not a success,
Mm-hmm. Right, right. Wow. Amazing. Mathew, tell me again, when people watch this film in Barcelona, it's obvious the message, but I want to hear from you. I mean, every person have a different perspective watching films, right? I can watch a film and I see it another way version that you will see it, right? But for you as the filmmaker of this film, what is the message that you were trying to tell in this movie?
One of the main messages I was wanting to tell people, a lot of people who do believe in God have been told that God doesn't love them because of who they are and what they deem as a lifestyle instead of just who a person is. I want them to get the message that that is not the case. God does love you. Don't allow that to pull you down to a level of depression where you can't see anything. And I'm hoping that my light in this message, in this film, War Angel, The Awakening, is bright enough to help you come out of that dark place. For those who don't believe in God, I'm hoping that they at least reflect on the level of faith and also the light of hope to give them some type of hope to overcome whatever situation that they're in, be it a diagnosis, just simply feeling that no one loves them. Even if it's not God, you definitely have friends and family. If you think about it, you have somebody who does love you. You're just probably so in the dark that you can't see that, you can't feel that. But I'm hoping that this film will touch their hearts and make their hearts soft enough to be able to feel the heartbeat of another individual, love themselves, be themselves, and live as best as possible.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, Mathew. I have a couple of questions more. My next one is, are you coming to Barcelona? You are one of the filmmakers I want in Barcelona, buddy. What do you think? Are you coming?
I'm saving up to come to Barcelona.
So we have 4 months, right? 4 months. Yeah, you have 4 months of savings before Barcelona time. Amazing. Mathew, tell me something. What's going on with War Angel? We've been talking, me and you, behind the scenes, right? Something huge coming, right? So tell us a little bit about what you're up to at this very moment, which I'm very interested to be part of it, if you allow me to be part of it, of course.
Well, what's going on right now, as I showed you this book right here, this is the next phase of War Angel, which I am working on turning into a mini-series. Again, I started writing and I found myself unable to stop. And I said, okay, the script is too long for a movie unless I do a 2-part movie. And I started thinking, hey, I have a lot to share, so why not start doing a mini series? And this is going to be a universe. And also with the War Angel universe, I want people who have different beliefs to be included and show that we can all live together, get along, and be connected, or we are connected. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of start a universe with War Angel. I guess you can kind of compare it to Marvel and DC universe because it's action, drama, fantasy with some people.
Nice.
And I want to be able to allow people, other writers even, to write their story and have their story included, because there's always a way to find a connection with what's going on with this particular story with War Angel. And I want us to be able to share that, that way people who are afraid to share will be able to touch them and inspire them as best as possible.
Mathew, listen, I'm gonna let you go. You're a busy artist. I know that you have so much to do. I got an interview to go again also. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, and just stay creative. That's what you do. You're always creative, right?